Alright, buckle up, because this case is about to go completely off the rails. What you're watching here is a classic courtroom clash between legal reality and what's known as the sovereign citizen ideology, a belief system that claims individuals can opt out of government laws simply by declaring it. Now, that might sound bold, even rebellious, but in a courtroom? It almost always ends the same way, badly. Today's defendant refuses to acknowledge his legal name, denies jurisdiction, and insists he operates under something called common law, all while facing real charges that carry real consequences. The judge, on the other hand, is bound by actual law, procedure, and precedent. So what happens when an unstoppable legal system meets an immovable belief system? Watch closely, because this isn't just about one man's argument. It's about how the court responds when someone refuses to play by the rules. And here's the big question for you: is this a stand for personal freedom, or a fast track to legal disaster? Let's find out.
You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but I am
Okay.
Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Williams, I'm
Michael
asking-
Williams, Your Honor.
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No,
So it's
Your
either
Honor,
way,
I'm just
but I
letting
have
you
to
know
call
who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams
That's fine.
L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present. And so that's fine, but I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
to that
Can you
document, okay?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that,
I
Your Honor?
said, if we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine, but it's gonna be as if you didn't appear for court today, because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right, so I'm just saying, when I.
Williams
call those
L is here
documents to you-
today. I'm
Did
just
you-
letting you know
Hold
who
on,
I
Mr.
am,
Williams.
ma'am. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I am Williams L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm gonna have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool
That's
with
fine.
that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a
Okay.
Moorish American.
Okay, did you wanna
Sovereign.
offer? Okay, did you wanna offer for it or no? Are you gonna try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you gonna want a trial? Are you gonna try and wanna offer?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay, so if you're not gonna participate, we're just gonna act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am
let
here
it-
today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on
You
record.
have to- Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate, okay?
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am.
Listen,
I'm participating. I do not agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine, but if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
Here's where things start to unravel quickly. The defendant is attempting a well-known sovereign citizen tactic, separating himself from the legal identity listed on the court documents. The idea is that if he doesn't identify as that person, the court somehow loses authority over him. But legally, that's simply not how identity works. Courts rely on documented identity, driver's licenses, prior records, citations, not personal declarations made on the spot. What makes this moment critical is that the judge is actually giving him a chance to proceed normally. She's not escalating, she's clarifying. But instead of engaging with the process, he doubles down on ideology. And that creates a dangerous situation for him, because in court, refusing to acknowledge the process doesn't stop it, it just removes your ability to defend yourself within it. So let me ask you. If you were in his position, would you stick to your beliefs no matter what, or would you shift strategy to avoid making things worse?
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's
Okay.
violating the constitutional right, man.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want to what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want
tickets?
an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not gonna happen. So you can, I'm
Well,
not gonna.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. You're violating my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
Uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Yeah, because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a
but
Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority.
Right.
What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it.
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violating my rights. That's a
Now
sovereign.
calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a title.
Yeah, dumb fuck of the year.
This is the date and time set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right, so how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right, that motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So
special
it's been
appearance.
denied, so you can either participate today.
I am participating.
This right here is the contradiction that defines the entire case. On one hand, he's rejecting U.S. citizenship, claiming he's outside federal authority. On the other hand, he's demanding constitutional protections. But here's the reality: the Constitution applies within the framework of U.S. law. You can't selectively opt out of the system and still expect its protections to apply exactly the way you want. Now, to be fair, courts do recognize certain fundamental rights for all individuals, regardless of citizenship, things like due process. But that doesn't mean you get to ignore traffic laws, licensing requirements, or court procedures. Those still apply if you're physically present within the jurisdiction. And the judge is clearly trying to point that out, logically, calmly, but it's just not landing. This is the turning point where the case shifts from misunderstanding to outright refusal. And once that happens, the court has very limited options.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I wanted to participate. I'm just letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay, and is there another name that
Well,
you have?
That's not my name, that's just my,
Sir.
Williams L,
And then, is that your name or your title?
my title.
Okay, you don't have a name at all?
No,
All
I'm
right.
not Christian.
All right. Is my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench, or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on it. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I know I'm under common law. I'm not under statute or
So
codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your options at this point in time. If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving, I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger?
I was parked. And they was harassing. Was
You
never
sure you
driving.
don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir? You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I can't, I do not consent. I can't. I can't
So here's
consent.
what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status. Because you have to pick one of the options, yes.
Ma'am,
it
I'm a
is.
sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said,
Right.
did you want counsel?
I'm not a
Because
United
counsel-
States citizen.
Okay, all right, so,
Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm a Moor. Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law.
that's, okay, and that's
Supreme
fine.
Court case,
That's your.
Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party? Or I ask for this case to be dismissed off like a jurisdiction.
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed, so you have these options, or else it's just gonna remain. in warrant
And I'm
status.
under duress because you forcing me saying you're gonna put a warrant out for my
It's
arrest.
already out there.
But
The
that's
warrant has to be
violating my
removed.
13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime is being committed.
So you
You
can't.
can't violate my
Okay, you
constitutional
can let me
rights.
finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
Ma'am, I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that.
You
either
have
the
to go
laws-
by
Either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
the laws do
Prefer-
apply. What do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was about to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here
I'm
to
saying,
make
do
sure.
you have a
that-
liability? Do you have a bond?
Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. Mr.
I'm not arguing.
Williams L.
I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L., those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's gonna remain in warrant status.
You're forcing me.
Nothing
You
I
can't
can
do that.
Okay,
You can't do that, man.
Okay.
You can't go against Constitution.
okay,
You
Mr.
took an
L.
oath.
Williams L.,
You swore an oath to
I did,
follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man, somebody's gonna get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Mr. Williams, I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things.
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, all right?
You're right.
You can't force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my
You can
constitutional
go to
rights.
the fifth floor and make a complaint.
That's because you're violating my constitutional rights.
All right.
And I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that. I just
Okay,
asked
you can
him to
ask
take me
him,
this
go ahead and
morning.
ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
Took an oath to swear to the Constitution. You took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay, he said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moorish. Sovereign.
Moorish American and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
And just like that, we reach the inevitable outcome. The court isn't punishing him for his beliefs, it's responding to his refusal to participate in the legal process. That's a crucial distinction. When a defendant declines to engage, won't confirm identity, won't enter a plea, won't choose an option, the court can't just pause indefinitely. Instead, it moves forward procedurally, which in this case means maintaining the warrant. What's striking here is that this situation was avoidable. The charges themselves, while serious, were manageable. The judge even outlined options: reduced charges, potential fines instead of jail time, legal representation. But by rejecting the framework entirely, he essentially removed every path that could have worked in his favor. So the takeaway? Courts operate on participation. You don't have to agree with everything, but you do have to engage with the system if you want a say in the outcome. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the court handled this correctly, or should there be more flexibility for beliefs like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.